Misty Early is a woman who has been through hell, high water, and has now moved on to a heavenly place within myself. What does that mean? Well, hell. Hell, born into a family, to a father who wouldn't acknowledge me, who wouldn't never say, "You're my daughter." I would never get an opportunity to even have a conversation with him, yet I knew him. A product of a family with a mother who didn't make all the right decisions, and I couldn't understand that. And I was mad about it. I was mad because he wouldn't acknowledge me as his daughter. I was mad because I didn't think she was making the right decisions. And sometimes I'm still mad. But God still got me through it. God still got me to a point where I was able to have my own children and become married and still come out on the other side. So I can be here to be able to tell you my story so that your story don't have to be the same. Rock bottom for me happened in a garage at 3 o'clock in the morning, fighting my own husband. Him tearing my wedding ring off my finger because he didn't think I was worthy to be his wife. Me not knowing that he already knew that I was having an affair. Still, did that make it okay that he came home in a alcohol-fueled rage, waking me up out of my sleep, dragging me to the garage, beating me, stomping me, punching me, to the point where I couldn't fight no more. And my own son took a shovel and hit his dad over the head to stop him. Let up the garage so I could get out. To the tune of, "Misty, make a decision. Make a decision, because he's already on probation. Make a decision if he goes to jail today. Because if you call the police, that's where he's going." Short of an intervention, it's the hardest thing you ever have to do, to call the police on your own husband, knowing that he'll go away, knowing that he's the breadwinner. What do? When you know you call the police and he's going away. And he's not going for a county jail stay. He's going for a prison sentence this time. Because when your background is so tic-tac-toed with different crimes and aggravated assault on family members, that's what's happening now. You're going away for a prison sentence. So then my prison sentence started, along with his. While he's in county figuring out how long he's going to get for brutality against me, I'm trying to figure out what happens now. Where do I go? Because a lot of times we don't realize that what they've done sometimes isn't as bad as what we've done to ourselves. Even though I allowed him to beat me, stomp me, all of those things that happened that night that were already happening before. Now I got to deal with me. Now he's gone. Now what do I do with me? My sin, what I was doing. Two wrongs don't ever make a right. Now Misty Early has to deal with me. Misty Early has to realize that my sin played a part in it too. So now God deals with me. And he highlights everything that I've done. Highlights it so that now I have to take one foot and put it in front of the other and figure out, what do I do? That's rock bottom for me. Where was God? God was always there. He was always there. Even if I bring it back to my recollection now, He was always there. I just didn't want to accept the accountability that came with who God was and what He would do in my life if I would just submit to Him. It was generationally not cool to be able to have God on your side, to be able to be called a church girl, a holy roller. It wasn't cool in my family. We weren't raised in church. We didn't go to church. So did I know who God was? Yes, I knew who He was. He was there for me all along. I just couldn't accept that He would accept me beyond everything that I ever did and was doing. I knew that somebody like me, what kind of God would want somebody like me? What kind of God would forgive me for everything that I had done and still love me and still say, daughter, come back home. Come here. I love you. What kind of God? I couldn't get with that. I couldn't sign on to that program because I just couldn't see that somebody could love me beyond me. There was a point where I had taken all my problems into consideration versus food and sodas, till I escalated to my heaviest of 334 pounds. I ate all of my problems. I drank all of my problems. And I'm not talking about alcohol. I'm talking about soda, food. I'm talking about that was my comfort. And I really thought at that time, that was the problem why my marriage wasn't working, that my weight was a problem, and that if I got off the weight, that everything else would just fall in place and be restored. No. That wasn't what it was. I lost the weight and we were still fighting. I would still think about killing him in the middle of the night after we had got into an argument. The weight wasn't the issue, not the natural weight. The spiritual weight that I dealt with, the weight of sin, the weight of generational curses, the weight of so many things that natural weight couldn't even compare to. If that was the case, why when I lost over 200 pounds, we still had problems? He wanted the woman that he had met. And I still wasn't comfortable with myself. And it wasn't until after he went to prison for 2 years and got out, and we together figured something out. We made a declaration with Jesus Christ. And we say, you know what, Jesus? We have done it the world's way for 15 years. 15 years we had been together at that time. Nothing worked. Nothing even escalated to the next level. Nothing was right. Not even a conversation between us. There was no communication. As a matter of fact, we had segregation in our own home. So we joined a church here in Houston. And under the leadership of our pastor, we made a pact. We made a declaration. And we said, we're done doing it the world's way. We're done. Now let's try this God thing. Let's try this God's way. Don't straddle the fence. Let's try it 100%. And let's see what we come up with. If it don't work, we can go back. We didn't have anything to lose. When we did, everything started to fall in place. As a matter of fact, it landed us further faster. It landed us more now in the last 5 years. Here we are, 20-year anniversary, 20-year renewal vows, accomplished more in the last 5 years than we did the first 15. Because we made a decision, we made a declaration to do it God's way. And I'm telling you today, that's what changed it. That's what shifted us. That's what catapulted us into another level of our relationship with God. Our spiritual maturity grew. Businesses began to open. We begin to become professionals in things that we did. We begin to be yoked with the right people and do greater things than what we could ever imagine. Because we used what we knew as pain. We made a decision, and now we've used it as our purpose. Again, God was always there. God was always there. Until we made a decision to include Him in our world, He was always there. Him and our Comforter, the Holy Spirit. Many times He protected us, Him and me. Because if we didn't make a decision, somebody was going to die. Me or Him. Somebody was going to die. Him at the hands of me or me at the hands of Him. So God, who was always there, stepped in and said, you know what? I can use what you've been through. I can use your story to help somebody else. To let them know, even though what you've been through, even though what you've done to each other, even though the hurt that you suffered at the people who loved you, I can still use you so I can get glory. God took two people like us, somebody like me, who I couldn't even fathom how He could love me. And He has taken me to a place I never thought I could go. A place in my life that I still have a problem understanding that I deserve. He took me to show you that He can do the same thing. Straight talk, woman talk. An opportunity to be in the midst of other women who you can identify with, who you can tell your story to, and there's no judgment. There's a no judgment zone. Straight talk, woman talk will give you hope, will give you life to know that there's hope on the other side. No matter who you did it with, who you did it to, who it was, what happened to you, you're not that. And straight talk, woman talk will give you an opportunity to know that God can forgive anything. God can get you to a place that you can't get to yourself. He'll put you in the midst of greatness, the midst of people who made wrong decisions but still came to the right place, who still can do great things despite what their past says that they were going to be. Straight talk, woman talk has given us all hope. Hope for tomorrow. Hope for a future that we never thought we could fathom. An opportunity to love other people. I am Misty Early. I am not my past. I am not what happened to me. And I am one of the 333. Meet me January 16th at the Straight Talk Woman Talk Intensive. What number will you be?